Ovo inače znači klapa da znam sinhronizirati dva videa, a samo vi nastavite pričati.
Da, u vas snima?
Da.
Nema ništa na ekranu.
Što nema ništa?
Nema ništa na ekranu.
Kako vidiš ekran s te strane?
Da.
Okay, we continue in English as usual. First of all, thank you very much for coming this first day. I know it's still holidays here in this beautiful country because I had another beautiful country 2 weeks ago and I had all these holidays here also. Please try to keep up and be as quiet as you can because I had a really bad cold it stopped yesterday basically, so I don't know if I will be able to speak so loudly as I usually am. Today we will start to talk about different stuff. Last 3 weeks or last 3 sessions we talk about sales mostly because the sales is most important or the only important part of being entrepreneurs. Because if you don't find somebody who will use, take and pay for your stuff, your business doesn't make any sense. To start, who remember these 2 guys? You remember these 2 guys from 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. So, Blake made $3 million in 2012. Bolt made 22 millions. That's a difference of 700%. 700% different, but only in 200 meters in London, it was 0.006%. Bolt was faster. In business, especially in sales, there is no second place. Here there is. He made something. Nobody ever contacted me and said, yeah, your offer was great. We refused it, but please send us a new invoice with 30% of amount so we'll pay for your effort. This is not what's happening. In business, especially in entrepreneurship and sales, you get or you don't get business. It's very important to know that there is 9 phases that you need to pass with your customer in order to conclude this business in a good way. Very often they say that collecting money is the toughest stuff to do here on this market. This market, Serbia market, Bosnia and even Croatian. That means that the system or the circle is not fulfilled. Why I'm showing you this? Those are the key elements, the key success factors that you need to learn and know in order to be a successful business. So, starting from prospecting, approaching, rapport making, discovering needs, doing the presentation, doing the confirmation or getting the confirmation that this is what you are talking really interesting to the party which is sitting or standing across of you. Negotiation, which is very important, closing the sales, getting recommendation, and all those recommendations that you are getting are starting a new process. So, if you say that those are 9 key factors, who is playing the tip, what is the name, when you are betting for the soccer, a different sport betting, what is the name? Who is doing this? Like sport games, then sport gambling. When you bet on the team and you put like for one that the domestic team will win X that it will be tied, and for 2 that somebody else will win. So when you get these tips, so you can let's say 5 teams. And you check like 1, X, 2, 1, 1, and you get tips 1.5, 2.2, 1.6, 7 point something, and then you just add all together. You multiply all together. And this is the meaning of how you enhance. We have key factors, as you already mentioned. And let's say position 1. This is like basic position. And progress is 12%. We said if you are able to learn 1% to increase your knowledge from key factors for your business success, 1% per month will be 12% per year. That means your salary or your income or your profit from, let's say, 1,000 will go 2.77 times. Do you understand this mathematics? So basically it's 1.12 times 1.12 time 1.12 time 1.12 time 1.12, it's 2.77. So basically, if you are making today €1,000 in profit or in income, and you increase your knowledge from these key factors for your business for only 1% per month, That means that you will increase your income in a year in 2.77 times. This is for 2%. If you learn something and increase your knowledge from these K factors for only 2% per month, your income will be bigger, 6.93%. What do you think, what is the number for 5%? If you increase your knowledge only 5% from these K factors, which are important, those are all sales factors, but this is the most important part of entrepreneurs, your income will go 70 times. That means, there's a saying, they said if you want to double your sales, you need to meet double the customers. But there is another saying, if this hammer, only thing that you have, only tool that you have, you go around and you're hit with your hammer. Sometimes you will hit something that need to be broken with the hammer, but very often you will hit something which will be broken when you hit it with the hammer. What is important is to get efficiency. That you, as much as you learn and you're getting better in those K factors, you are getting more efficient. And more efficient means less time, less energy, in the end, bigger profit. And this is my mission, or my elevator pitch when I says, you know, the entrepreneurs, they never have any time and they never have enough money. And I'm solving this solution. So the only solution for this problem is to educate yourself and learn and enhance in these major factors. Why? This is not part of this lecture. This is not part of even Startup Academy. But why did I talk about it? I will show you. This is, okay, let's move a little bit closer to the New Year's resolutions. We just started a new year, and it's very often that everybody is making New Year's resolutions. So this is like gym treadmill, Mihailo know how it looks. The first week in January, and the second week in January. That means we are easy to commit. We are easy to say, okay, this is something that I would like to have. But as soon as we find out that it's hard to get, we are quitting. And in business, there is no such a way. You are all young and your life is not depending about what we are talking here, or your project will be successful or not. But what if they become a success? What if you can get the lifestyle, the standard that you want with the business that you like? It could be something good, and it could be motivated for you to continue, not to stop. But what I did during the holidays, I left this country on 17th, and I had 4 lectures in that week from Belgrade, Osijek, Zagreb, then Split. So I went home, and I was thinking about it that I made during these lectures. I was paid for the lectures and the sales that I made from my program, that I could afford myself to go for the New Year's basically any place in the world. To afford myself to go, I don't know, Japan, Tokyo, New York, whatever. For a week I could go in a normal, not luxurious way, but in a normal way, travel way, 3-4 stars hotel, plane, not the bus, I could afford myself. Only from the sales that I make from 17th until 20th of December, 3 days. And then I said, okay, wow, I made something, and this is what I did for this week. Those are the part of the lectures that I studied, listened, watched, and to see what is there, what is happening. So I will just highlight some of them. First one is 9 advice, how to be better in sales. Do you think that you need those advices, how to be better in sales? The second is how to make your own strategy, how to have your phases of the sales cycles and create the strategy that you like and that you feel comfortable in this strategy. One of them is how to motivate. Motivation is very hard, especially for the salespeople. How to motivate yourself to do more, to make more, to earn more. The next one, what is how to prepare yourself and your product for the market. This is for you very important, because a very small amount of people is thinking about how will I react when something starts to happen. How I will react when somebody asks me what is the price of your product. how I will react when I get hundreds of orders, when I get the money, when I get people reject me, when they said that your product is not good. It's very important to know how to prepare yourself for a business, because you are the one who is doing it. For example, how to present, or maybe how to influence people. There's a book, How to Influence Others, how to gain friends and influence others. I summarize this book basically. There's one more, how to close the deal, which is the hardest way for most young entrepreneurs, how to close the deal, how to ask for the money. But also there is something to getting confirmation. Very easy. If I ask you if this is what we are talking interesting to you, and if I have this project and so on, it's calling pre-closing. And very often the buyer will buy without you asking them to buy. Or maybe what about money? What is the money? How important money is to our life, to our society? Those are, I would say, those are very interesting subjects for me. It was interesting for me, and I thought maybe it would be interesting for you also, so I will share with you. And there is also the bonuses when you get the 9-12 characteristics of the entrepreneur, but also closing techniques. It will be interesting, you know, to know if you have those characteristics which are important for entrepreneur to have, but also to find out what are the closing techniques, to use those techniques in order to close some deals. And who didn't see this email? Nina didn't see it, or you saw it? Why didn't you use it? Yesterday? Yeah. You cannot get it yesterday. No, you saw it yesterday, but you didn't register it yesterday. If you did yesterday, you will not get what's offered, because it was already too late. Very too late. So this is talking about the emotion, talking about the feeling. I decide, in the spirit of the Christmas celebration, to offer each and every of you, 32 of people which are on my list, to offer for free this program, which just contains all those lessons that I just mentioned and highlight only some of them. And I said, even there is 32 people, and I thought that you will be happy to have it, and you would do it almost. I said, okay, I will give it 15, but only for the first 15, just thinking to make a little bit more fun. I would give to everybody the same, but I thought it would be more fun if I put just 15 available in the first day. And in the first day, nothing happened. Second day, also nothing happened, and I thought, well, it's holiday, they are not working, and I knew that they are working because the team here is on Slack all day long, organizing everything, preparing for the party that week, and so on. And then I decided to check in my mobile app. So in my mobile app, I have reports, and I saw that 68% people opened it, or 22 persons saw my email and didn't react. Even worse, 10 of you open this email, click, and saw the value of my program. So I felt like, I don't know, maybe this is not good enough, or maybe it is not valuable for you, or maybe this knowledge, what I think it's valuable, or other think it's valuable, is not good enough for you. Maybe you are too advanced for this, what I know. And I was starting to do my own research to see, okay, I thought I have something. I thought that something which is big value. I'm selling these basically 2,500 euros per month. So combining those programs, I would say 10 or 15 people enroll in my programs every month. And I never had a complaint. I'm giving 100% money refund in 6 months period, only if somebody asked me to do this, and I never had. I have more than 150 testimonials on my website talking about how people are happy and satisfied with this program, but somehow I felt disappointed. And because of this disappointment, this me being disappointed, I ended up finding this video on TED Talk. It is, I think, 11 minutes. It's really emotional. Talking about the near wins. About the situation when You almost got something and then you lost it. How do you feel? You know the sports, on the first 3 places in the sports, they said that the feeling of winning the 3rd place is much better than the feeling of losing the 1st place or getting the 2nd place. Because this one is first, it's win, second is lost.
You are closer to win.
But this, talking about the near wins, showing that more than 70% those who went second were first eventually. Only less than 30% of those who finish up third come to the first place in some period of time. So this is when you almost get something, it's really motivating. It's disappointing, but it's motivating to do better. So this is the motivation for this, what will we do for the future. But for now,
I feel so fortunate that my first job was working at the Museum of Modern Art on a retrospective of painter Elizabeth Murray. I learned so much from her. After the curator, Robert Storr, selected all the paintings from her lifetime body of work, I loved looking at the paintings from the 1970s. There were some motifs and elements that would come up again later in her life. I remember asking her what she thought of those early works. If you didn't know they were hers, you might not have been able to guess. She told me that a few didn't quite meet her own mark for what she wanted them to be. One of the works, in fact, so didn't meet her mark, she had set it out in the trash in her studio, and her neighbor had taken it because she saw its value. In that moment, my view of success and creativity changed. I realized that success is a moment, but what we're always celebrating is creativity and mastery. But this is the thing, what gets us to convert success into mastery? This is a question I've long asked myself. I think it comes when we start to value the gift of a near win. I started to understand this when I went on one cold May day to watch a set of varsity archers, all women as fate would have it, at the northern tip of Manhattan at Columbia's Baker Athletic Complex. I wanted to see what's called Archer's paradox, the idea that in order to actually hit your target, you have to aim at something slightly skew from it. I stood and watched as the coach drove up these women in this gray van, and they exited with this kind of relaxed focus. One held a half-eaten ice cream cone in one hand and arrows in the left with yellow fletching, and they passed me and smiled, but they sized me up as they made their way to the turf and spoke to each other not with words, but with numbers, degrees, I thought, positions for how they might plan to hit their target. I stood behind one archer as her coach stood in between us to maybe assess who might need support, and watched her, and I didn't understand how even one was going to hit the 10 ring. The 10 ring from the standard 75-yard distance, it looks as small as a matchstick tip held out at arm's length. And this is while holding 50 pounds of draw weight on each shot. She first hit a 7, I remember, and then a 9, and then 2 10s, and the next arrow didn't even hit the target. And I saw that gave her more tenacity, and she went after it again and again. For 3 hours, this went on. At the end of the practice, one of the archers was so taxed that she laid out on the ground just starfished, her head looking up at the sky, trying to find what T.S. Eliot might call that still point of the turning world. It's so rare in American culture, there's so little that's vocational about it anymore, to look at what doggedness looks like with this level of exactitude, what it means to align your body posture for 3 hours in order to hit a target, pursuing a kind of excellence in obscurity. But I stayed because I realized I was witnessing what's so rare to glimpse, that difference between success and mastery. So success is hitting that 10 ring, but mastery is knowing that it means nothing if you can't do it again and again. Mastery is not just the same as excellence, though. It's not the same as success, which I see as an event, a moment in time, and a label that the world confers upon you. Mastery is not a commitment to a goal, but to a constant pursuit. What gets us to do this, what gets us to forward thrust more, is to value the near win. How many times have we designated something a classic, a masterpiece even, while its creator considers it hopelessly unfinished, riddled with difficulties and flaws? In other words, a near win. Elizabeth Murray surprised me with her admission about her earlier paintings. Painter Paul Cézanne so often thought his works were incomplete that he would deliberately leave them aside with the intention of picking them back up again. But at the end of his life, the result was that he had only signed 10% of his paintings. His favorite novel was The Unfinished Masterpiece by Honoré Balzac, and he felt that the protagonist was the painter himself. Franz Kafka saw in completion what others would find only works to praise, so much so that he wanted all of his diaries, manuscripts, letters, and even sketches burned upon his death. His friend refused to honor the request, and because of that, we now have all the works we now do by Kafka. America, The Trial, and The Castle, a work so incomplete it even stops mid-sentence. The pursuit of mastery, in other words, is an ever onward almost. Lord, grant that I desire more than I can accomplish, Michelangelo implored, as if to that Old Testament God in the Sistine Chapel, and he himself was that Adam with his finger outstretched and not quite touching that God's hand. Mastery is in the reaching, not the arriving. It's in constantly wanting to close that gap between where you are and where you want to be. Mastery is about sacrificing for your craft and not for the sake of crafting your career. How many inventors and untold entrepreneurs live out this phenomenon? We see it even in the life of the indomitable Arctic explorer Ben Saunders, who tells me that his triumphs are not merely the result of a grand achievement, but of the propulsion of a lineage of near wins. We thrive when we stay at our own leading edge. It's a wisdom understood by Duke Ellington, who said that his favorite song out of his repertoire was always the next one, always the one he had yet to compose. Part of the reason that the near win is inbuilt to mastery is because the greater our proficiency, the more clearly we might see that we don't know all that we thought we did. It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. The Paris Review got it out of James Baldwin when they asked him, "What do you think increases with knowledge?" And he said, "You learn how little you know." Success motivates us, but a near win can propel us in an ongoing quest. One of the most vivid examples of this comes when we look at the difference between Olympic silver medalist and bronze medalist after competition. Thomas Gilovich and his team from Cornell studied this difference and found that the frustration silver medalists feel compared to bronze, who are typically a bit more happy to have just not received fourth place and not medaled at all, gives silver medalists a focus on follow-up competition. We see it even in the gambling industry that once picked up on this phenomenon of the near win and created these scratch-off tickets that had a higher than average rate of near wins, and so compelled people to buy more tickets that they were called heart stoppers and were set on a gambling industry set of abuses in Britain in the 1970s. The reason the near win has a propulsion is because it changes our view of the landscape and puts our goals, which we tend to put at a distance, into more proximate vicinity to where we stand. If I ask you to envision what a great day looks like next week, you might describe it in more general terms. But if I ask you to describe a great day at TED tomorrow, you might describe it with granular, practical clarity. And this is what a near win does. It gets us to focus on what right now we plan to do to address that mountain in our sights. It's Jackie Joyner-Kersee, who in 1984 missed taking the gold in the heptathlon by 1/3 of a second And her husband predicted that would give her the tenacity she needed in follow-up competition. In 1988, she won the gold in the heptathlon and set a record of 7,291 points, a score that no athlete has come very close to since. We thrive not when we've done it all, but when we still have more to do. I stand here thinking and wondering about all the different ways that we might even manufacture a near win in this room, how your lives might play this out. Because I think on some gut level, we do know this. We know that we thrive when we stay at our own leading edge, and it's why the deliberate incomplete is inbuilt into creation myths. In Navajo culture, some craftsmen and women would deliberately put an imperfection in textiles and ceramics. It's what's called a spirit line, a deliberate flaw in the pattern to give the weaver or maker a way out, but also a reason to continue making work. Masters are not experts because they take a subject to its conceptual end. They're masters because they realize that there isn't one. Now, it occurred to me as I thought about this, why the archery coach told me at the end of that practice, out of earshot of his archers, that he and his colleagues never feel they can do enough for their team, never feel there are enough visualization techniques and posture drills to help them overcome those constant near wins. It didn't sound like a complaint exactly, but just a way to let me know, kind of tender admission, to remind me that he knew he was giving himself over to a voracious, unfinished path that always required more. We build out of the unfinished idea, even if that idea is our former self. This is the dynamic of mastery. Coming close to what you thought you wanted can help you attain more than you ever dreamed you could. It's what I have to imagine Elizabeth Murray was thinking when I saw her smiling at those early paintings one day in the galleries. Even if we created utopias, I believe we would still have the incomplete. Completion is a goal, but we hope it is never the end. Thank you.
Two messages for you from this movie, from this video. First one is that you lost something. And when I see all of you here in this room lost something. And this is opportunity to get the knowledge, summarize knowledge of the sales and the marketing that is valued on the market with a certain amount of money which is higher than an average salary in this country that you are living in. The second message is that there is no perfection. And this is what is very important for all entrepreneurs to know, especially those who are doing the stuff which have some kind of creation inside itself, not only the product. That means that very often when you are building the business model, there's at least 10 or 15 parts of those models that you will not be happy or satisfied completely. But there is not such a thing as complete satisfaction, especially in business. Because if you finish something, the market will change. If you are not satisfied with it, that means that you are following the trends. So from now on, we will build your product, but also we will build you as a part of the product. And with this message, the end message that she said is that you aim to the perfection, you aim for maximum satisfaction, but you can release on the market something that you are just satisfied with, comfortable with. There is a saying, I forget the name now, of the owner or founder of LinkedIn. He said, if there is something out and you are not embarrassed about it, that means you are already late. During my holidays, I checked my old programs. One of these programs is how to set a goal and reach your dreams faster than you could ever dream. It's really embarrassing. but the content of this program is very good. So as a second reward or comfortable reward for you, I will send you tomorrow another mail which will contain 22 lectures how to set business and life goals. There is a budgeting. There is a 6 major part of your life, categories of life: education, career, health and fitness, enjoying your life, financials, and relationships. And this program will help you to organize your life in a better way, to set and accomplish those goals. So let's start from there. Maybe it's easier for my ego to say that, not that you don't think that my IPS program is good enough, then it is too advanced for you in this moment. So for this second reward, I will send you this, and you will then judge what do you think about this program, what do you think about the content, and how I made it. But in this moment, I was a little bit embarrassed about how it looks, what I talked about it, how I looked then, and what was the audio, video, and so on. But let's continue. Yeah.
May I ask something?
Of course.
What do you think about setting legacy goals and their importance? Setting legacy goals.
Legacy goals.
Contribution
Okay.
goals. And their importance in relation to the other 6 that you mentioned.
Well, there is at least 6-7 steps for you in order to reach the level that those legacy goals will be actually important to you. You are what, 28? Okay, 28. And in this moment you start to think about it, it will not be motivational for you, it will be more than demotivational, because you will say, I want to leave this as a legacy to somebody. Or this is what I'm doing in this moment. I'm setting the short-term goals. That means I want to have an influence. I want to have an impact. As a result of my short-term goals, which will result an impact or my influence on the market, in the end of the life, in 30, 50, or 40 years from now, I will reach my legacy to leave my knowledge and experience to a big number of the people. But if I set a goal now that I want to talk and inspire more than 1 million people, it will be a little bit demotivating for me. But depending what you want, legacy can be to leave the children, to make 10 children, and this could be your legacy to the world. Doesn't matter. We can talk about the goals. It was my first program, and this is something that picked me up from the ground when I was really down, and really helped me to focus and to realize what is important for me and how to accomplish this, what is important. 1% is the number of the people, or 3% altogether, who downloaded this program, not using it yet, but they took it. Comparing to 5% of the people who want to be entrepreneurs, who tried and who succeed. So only 5% of the people who had some kind of idea and thought about it really become successful entrepreneurs. So that doesn't mean that from 3, 5, 10, 20 of you that only one will be successful story. Maybe all 20 of you are 5% of the 1,000 people sitting around in the cafes close to us. Somebody else is watching, TV shows, films and so on. We are talking here about the business, so you don't know, but only 5%. And this is the number that I would say is good enough. For me, it's good enough. From 10,000 people, 500 people is enough. And there are 4 must-have, I would say, 4 must-have for you in order to be successful and to have successful business. First is the right mindset. This is what we talked in last, let's say, a month or 4 weeks, talking about your personality, what Zdenka did in the beginning, and then me about the mindset of entrepreneur, what is important, and what is your focus. Who knows this saying? Did you see the saying before? Yeah. Entrepreneurship or entrepreneur is the person who decides to live a few years of her life as nobody would like, in order to be able to live rest of his life like nobody can. And this is harsh true. It could take you 2 years, 4 years, 5, 7, 10, whatever, but only if you are persistent, only if you try and move more, you will be successful. But this is the really, really hard truth. The second stuff that you need is your product or your service. So you need to have a right attitude, you need to have a right mindset, and then you need to have some kind of product or your services, something from you to offer to the market. And we are here to help you to build your product. We are here to find, to extract your ideas, to create something, to test on the market the opinion about your product, and then to send it as a market-ready product. More, you need a market, you need to target. And it's very important to target the specific part of the market, like niche, so you don't spend your energy or your money in order to try to help everybody. Because they said if you are trying with your product or your services, if you are trying to help everybody, you are ended up helping nobody, especially yourself. And that means that we will try, or that we will discover together, we will discover who is your buyer, who is your customer, and how to get it. Haris, I hope that you are not sketching something. Show me this.
Yes, I am. Not
What do you want?
Right myself. I'm following.
The fourth must-have is a business model. Not business plan, then business model. This is business model canvas from Lean Startup. Yeah, I forget it. Not only that I checked my programs and listened over 700 minutes of the program, and all one also I read Startup Nation. Also I read the Startup Nation, which is like 600 pages book about Israeli company. And Israel, with 6 million people, is the second largest startup place in the world, behind Las Vegas. Second. There are more Israeli startup companies on stock and change in New York and Tokyo than Chinese, Russian, European and Indian altogether. This was information for me when we were doing these accelerators. I took this and I said, wow. Then I bought the book and I read 600 pages of this book in order to be able to prepare the lectures from you. Not only that I did this, I had 5 days holidays in Livno. I went to a concert with my favorite band. You know band Silente. If you don't know, you can find it on my wall. They just had yesterday new video. I went with them to Ohara. We have a huge party there, like 500 people came. I was with the bus, with the band, like on tour. We went to Rovinj. In Rovinj we met SARS. You know SARS? Yeah. SARS was here on the... Yeah, I was like 3 days before with them, drinking in Rovinj. It's Varveli Court in Rovinj. From there, 3 days without sleeping, to Zagreb, and to have 3 days New Year's celebration in Belgrade. So I'm not the geek or the professor who is sitting at home with the candles and reading the book and talking about the bullshit to you. I'm also having a life. I have a lot of friends, I have a lot of people that I meet, that I know all around the world, and basically I'm spending my life on internet, but having focus and motivation or wish to make you more or to give you more, I did all of this stuff. And why I did it? Because, you know, experts will say, okay, if you have a problem, ask me a question. But what about if you don't know what is the question? What about if you don't know what to ask? How to ask? And then I said, okay, there is 7 steps or 7 questions that I can ask you, and according to those questions, I can help you to discover what is your business model, how you feel the best running your business. It's very hard for me to see, but how do you plan to engage your market? Wow, the first one. Nina, how do you plan to engage your market? It's easier for you to ask you. You're always sitting in the first place, you have his name. How you plan to engage your market?
I don't know.
Wow, the tough question, huh? Gorena, what do you think? Do you have an idea how you plan to engage your market? You're not here. You're someplace, some nicer place.
No.
Mihailo, you have an idea?
Several, but I don't know which one is.
It's a tough hard question. It's hard question. It's a question for like 80 hours of the workshop and a lot of research. So there is, of course that you don't know the answer on this question.
We have answered all the others in the instant of a second, but that one...
That one is the hardest, because when you do this, then it's the easiest. So, how do you plan to make your money? So, this is, yeah. Are you selling the products directly or to have some channels? We will investigate and find out about the partners. Do you plan to provide a service or a special product, especially for you? If you have a product and you sell the product, what about the service? What about warranty? About this? How do you fit in your market? How do you feel in your market? Where is your place on the market? It's very hard to see. And are you disruptive? Who know the word disruptive?
Hammer.
Disruptive means this.
Hammer.
Hammer.
Yeah.
No. Disruptive means higher, like challenge, change, shake up. Disrupt means broke things, broke everything. You know, broke the rules.
Like tsunami.
Yeah. Like tsunami. Like, I don't know. But this is how it works. You know, are you disruptive? This is the meaning. Do you want to just fit on the market and be calm that nobody can see you? Just do your job, live your life, get your money, and be happy, or more or less, depending on the budget that you have. Or you feel disruptive. You feel that you want to change, that you want to shock, that you want to shake up the things. That means, are you creating a new way to doing the business? We're not talking about only creating a new product. We are talking about creating a new business model. This is what you did. This is what you did in last time. This is what we need to focus now. We have a new product and we have a new way how to deliver it. And the customers who can understand this, if we do a great promotion through the marketing, they will say that they are the part of the movement of something new. And this will help us, this 4 stuff will help us to draw you and your business according to your will, to your wish, to your need, or to your potential. And this is what is the most important. This is the part of my job, this is my mission. This is what I want to do. This is the reason why we didn't start to creation your logo, to creation your website, to creation this. I want to prepare you that you understand that you are the big part of your business and your business is a big part of you. We all want to have a successful business, we want to have a business, but not any kind of business. And successful business, as I already show you, is contained of the 4 major, let's say, factors. And all these factors have 3 sub-factors which are dedicating or deciding if your business will be successful or not. The first one is mindset. Mindset, that means your attitude toward you, world, work, or the people. Knowledge that you acquire, knowledge that you get during your life or until you become entrepreneurs and during your entrepreneurship age. And of course the skills, which are the very important part of being an entrepreneur, of building the product, of creating something which is amazing. And when you go back, attitude is the most important stuff. That means you can or you can't. You are right, depending on your attitude. Your knowledge is something that you can, it's always yours. It's your fix and your most important asset. In business, you are in financial, Mihailo, but you know what it's mean of asset. Asset, as a knowledge, it's valuable any place. Tomorrow you can decide to move to Germany, to US or to Japan, and your knowledge that you have is your asset that you can bring with you and have a value on all types of businesses or kind of planet. And the end is skills. Skills are the set of tools that you acquire until today. And this set of tools will help you to build and get the good life, or just to live with those that you get from the nature. Basically, your knowledge and your skills are 2 million years ago, are the tool, are the knife, or who have the better spear or whatever. That is today, in this today's world, its decision if you will be successful or not. The second is your product. So you have your attitude, your knowledge and your tools, right mindset, and then you have your product that is needed on the market. It has great user experience, meaning it's looking good. This is what we are looking in these days, something which is great designed, but also it's easy to use. So this is user experience. Looking good, easy to use, simple to use, and easy to adopt. People don't like changes. People don't like revolution. They are looking for the product which will just slide in their life. They will adopt it very easily and continue to use it. Today, you cannot imagine anybody without a smartphone or without internet connection, or even Facebook. It was not a revolution. They just come and become a part of our life. And that means this is the point when you break through. This is the point when you move from your comfort zone. But this is the foundation for you to move from your comfort zone, to move from the place that you're stuck or you feel that you're stuck. And next, it's a market. That means you need to focus on the special market, on the certain niche or the customers. You need to decide who will be your first customer. Or, as Brian Tracy says, who will buy and pay for your product first. Then you focus on the testing. You are tackling your market, you are challenging your customers to ask them what they like, what they want. And then you innovate. Or you're asking the 100 or 1,000 or 10,000 people what they like. You get 10,000 opinions. In the end, you find your own, which is certain kind of innovation. The fourth is business model. Business model which need to be profitable, acceptable, and adoptable. That means profitable for you and for your business. If your amount of money that you need to spend in order to acquire a customer is higher than your profit, then your business don't make any sense. If you sell 10 millions of pieces of something, but you don't earn the money and you don't make the profit for yourself to have this kind of business, doesn't make a sense. Acceptable for you, if your business model is you working 15 or 17 or 20 hours daily, this cannot be acceptable for you. But if your business or your branch is expecting from you to do this, then this is not the model that you can accept. In the end, it's adoptable. That means that you can change your business model according to your business. And this is what we says, we are starting with the basic characteristics, the basics for our customer, and then we upgrade. Upgrade, update, upsell, cross-sell, downsell, and so on. That means you get a puzzle box, and from that puzzle box you need to collect, you need to combine them all. The very important is the image that you will get. On the puzzle box, you have an image that you will get when you combine them all together. But in business, you can just think about it. You just can imagine it, what this image will be. But only when you combine all together and you move, you will feel if you are happy, satisfied with this that you get or not. More than 90% of the people who make and establish successful business are not happy with the life that they get. They are not happy with the image that they get when they combine all the dots together. And the reason why is because they didn't have a business model which is acceptable, adaptable, and they just find themselves work. And they says, we are not here to work in order to be, no, we are here to work in order to be able to live. We are not living in be able to work. And then you have a burnouts, and then you have people who have different kind of stuff. Doesn't matter, this is not important. But this is also our mission here, to help you to get adoptable, acceptable business model, which is good enough for you in this stage of life. And then you move as you are getting older, getting more skills, more knowledge. You change your business model, you enhance it, you improve it, you make it bigger, you make it more profitable, or whatever you do it. What I said is about the testing, talking about the sales, talking about the marketing. Of course, we will use those tools to sell or to test your product, to test your design, user interface, characteristics of your products, colors, view, frames, and everything else. But what is important to test when we are talking about the market and business model is 4 or 5 things. First is acquisition. To test the way how the customer will find you and buy your product. This one is the first one. To test the channels. Activation. First user experience. How much time will we spend in between customers see your product and buy your product? This is very important. Then, repetition. How often will customer come back and buy your product? For example, when you have art, you have a lamp, somebody who will buy your product for themselves, they will not return tomorrow or after 10 days, 15 days or a month to buy a new product. And this is very important when you are deciding what is the value of your customer in your customer lifetime. How much money you will spend on it. Recommendation, what our customers are talking about it. Very important for the mobile apps, and here we have like 4 mobile apps. For the mobile apps, to create a tribe, to create a fans, raging fans, who will recommend you and who will make the marketing for you. And what's most important is to give or to move your product or services in the right hands, to the right people, to the right users. That means we will, in the phase of testing your products, we will put your products or your mock-up or your prototype or your beta in the hands of the real people, real users that you really want to have in the future. That means when you finish the phase of testing and creating or building your product and your business, you will already have the users of the customer who are qualified. That means, what means qualified customers? Those who want, can use, would like, and are able to pay for your product. This is the reason why I put those 2 girls with these new telephones for testing, to show that it's very important to put your product in the hands of the real future users. This is the image that I liked. That means here we are in the business of building you by building your business, or building your business by building you. And this is like a riddle that we need to find out what is the exact answer, because there is no exact answer. It depending on you. If your business will build you as a person, or your personality will build your business. It's different, but both answers are correct.
Is it vice versa?
It can be, yeah. That means that if you have a strong personality, for example, like me, and in my business, my personality is more important than the content that I'm talking. But if I can add the content, which is valuable for those who are listening, then building me and my personality will build my business. But for example, for somebody who is, for example, you are selling the mobile app, and if you're selling mobile app, to sell you as the owner of mobile application means nothing. But that means that we can build your business, and with your business will build your character. You will get more publicly, you will get more money, you will get more opportunities, you will get bigger network, and with that, if I just send you in 10 accelerators who are inviting people who have a mobile app with a financial mobile app, it will change you as a person. If you pitch in 10 different cities, countries, from 10 different people, they will build your personality also. So it's like, yes, vice versa, but also one and another. What we created for you and what we will do in the next period of time. So from now, you will get your emails, and we talked about it, and guys and the girls, check your emails, use your email, because email is the best and the most important tool in the business today. There is no, you can speak on the phone, I can talk to you on the phone, but I cannot send information. I can give you some information, but email is a written form. In this country, in all other countries, in Europe, email is a legal document. That means everything what you write inside of it, it's a legal document. So from now, we continue to communicate on the email, and you will not get the assignment here on the lecture, as I said to you in the first time when I do this. You will get the assignment tomorrow. That means I will do my job to create for each of you. Because all of you are in different stages, I will create for you an assignment that you will present next time here. So for those, I know that you create a great Facebook page, congratulations to girls, that you need something to do on your website. For you guys, I need to have a mock-up very fast, and so on and so on. But there are some stuff. So we create this 7-step system. This is according to those questions. We have 5 phases that we will put your product through. So from the idea stage to beta, to prototype, to consumer-ready product. We will give you a skills. You will be able to get our mentor network. That means all of you who are doing something and creating something and don't have a knowledge for that, talk to us. Let's find somebody who can help you develop your mobile app, who can develop and design your website, who can develop and design your prototype or whatever. If we cannot find it inside of the Newmans, we will reach somebody who mentors outside. But our goal is to have your products on the market as faster as we can. That means skills, that means mentor network, that means tools. Everybody who wants to build a website, any kind of website, which is concerning definitely this business, just contact me, and I bought like 200 or something themes for WordPress, and I'm willing to share because I already have them. So you don't have to pay. It's like premium themes, like $50 to $80 each, and I will give it to you for free. I will give you the knowledge how to use MailChimp, like I showed you in the beginning. This was one of the reasons. When you are emailing your customers, when you're emailing your potential users, and when you are asking those questions, you will have all the statistics, who opened it, what they saw, what they clicked, why they didn't do this, and this will help us to test and to improve our products. To test, improve, and this period of acceleration, let's see here, we will prepare you for the money that we have. There is a money. We have a huge push from the side of the investors to prepare you to be ready, market-ready product, because they want to make money. They want to invest. They will not give you the money. They will invest the money. And when they invest money, they are expecting return. Times 10. So every investment has to be returned times 10. And we need to prove them that we are able, that we can do this. The next is market testing. I call it door-to-door system. That means we will knock on every door and ask what it thinks. That means like you have this Porto, Macedonia. That means when you see the first door, you see the first goal. And you run to it, and you ask to it, and you test, and you do your job, do your work. You come through the first door, and then you turn around to see what are the test results of your testing that you did, different kind, for example, design. And you say, okay, from the 100 people, 70 of them said that they are okay with our design, but 10 of them said that they will change this, I don't know, color of green or red or whatever. Let's see what they are thinking about it. So let's ask them another question. Let's not ask them if they like our new website. Let's ask them if they will keep red, green, blue, white, or black. And let's give them this and go back. And then do the testing and then rebuild your website. And said, okay, this is the first door. Let's see the next door. The next door, this will be how we promote our product, how we sell it, what is our price. And we said, okay, the next door is to set up the price of our product. And we will set up the price of $10, $15, or $20 or euros. And test the market, and we will say the market says that, well, nobody wants to pay the $10. Fuck. What now? Go back to the door number 1 and see what is there. To see our business model. If we can decrease the price of our product, because obviously market don't think that our product is valued $10. And this is minimum price for us. So let's rechange and reschedule our organization or our business model in order to our product or our service will be charged less on them. And then rest test it 7, 8 or 9, 90. And then when we get the result, we'll get the real price. And we'll get the real price that market want to pay. Maybe we would like to charge our product $20, but if there is nobody who will pay for it, we'll just have a nicely done by our wish website designer with our nice product done as our wish with the price that we would like to get, and we will sit at home and wait somebody to buy it, and they will not buy it. You will get all the materials which is needed. Check this out. You will get all the materials. That means you will get access to the online book store, my bookstore, with more than 500 different books, audios, videos, talking about how to do all of this. I cannot lead you step by step. I can show you. During this, I told you during this weekend, I read a book of 600 pages, and weekend before I listened more than 700 minutes of materials. You can dedicate 2 hours daily only to educate yourself, to learn, to find new skills. But you know what is important here? It's your motivation. Because when you start to do something, you're building your product, you're building your business, you're building your project. In the end, like two of you will have a notebook here as a project. You're building a project, you're building your marketing strategy. Or you're building something, you will get aroused, I would say, when you read and say, wow, there's something new. I just find out something new, how it can be done. Kika is moving heads because she did a very, very nice video for Skopje Silicon Valley, and she didn't know most of the stuff, how to do it in the beginning, but in less than 1 weekend, she learned how, she made it, and it was great. And it was accepted in the Ministry of something, I don't know, as something new. Wow, they were amazed with the brochure that they made. Not with the project, which is like 35 million euros. But this is important. It's important to just understand that somebody did something for you for the money, and then you can do it like in 5 minutes, 10 minutes. There's everything on YouTube. And I will point you exactly where to find and how to use it. You will get online tools. There's a saying, use the tools, don't be the one. That means you will get the tools to get result easier, faster, in a better way. Again, I will show you which tools, and I will show you how to use it. And I will give you knowledge how to master it. I cannot take you for a hand and move each of you, but this is the system that we are working. Knowledge, communication, consulting. Business plan, model. Together, we will research the market. We will find which is your market. We will create your identity. We will create your identity. You will get a Google Drive folder with your company name or your project name, and inside will be all the documents regarding your business or your project. So all the pictures that you made, all the documents that you made, all the reviews that we are making, but also inside you will find an Excel sheet. I will show you a Word document that I'm preparing. Excel sheet, which will have a term sheet. Meaning, if you don't have a logo, I want to have one in by that date. If you don't have a website, I want you to have that in that way. And so on and so on. Activities, financial model. I will show you now my budget a little bit later to see if maybe you think it's valuable for you or not. Skills, expertise. To be company, okay, this is some kind of, this is like part of the thing that you need to prepare or that you will be or have to do it in order, you are all here voluntarily. And I cannot, this is not like high school, when I was in high school, when teacher was hitting us with a stick. I cannot push you, I cannot make you to do this, I cannot even punish you to do this. I can motivate you, but there is a one punishment that I can and will give you, and this is that if you are not on these lectures, on these workshops, and if you are not, now I'm talking to the camera, not to you, because you are here, and if you are not doing your homework, And for filling those tasks in the term sheet, you will not be able to apply for investment. That means you will not eligible for investment, because what we did is we sent to Caltech nicely designed brochure with all our companies and the video that we make and all the information, tracking records and so on. And what we get instead is, wow, you are doing a great job there in Macedonia. But there are some companies that we cannot find anything about it. So basically, it looks that me and Irena, we imagined it, that there is a company, Challenger, and that they are doing amazing stuff on Informatiada in Ohrid, that they combine the team, they pitch the best, and they got the first award and full scholarship for everybody. And somebody reading this in Caltech University in Los Angeles, he don't know where the fuck is Ohrid and what kind of Informatiada for 400 students that you won this prize. And they are expecting you already to have a product that he can challenge in France, but they cannot. And this is like from 15 teams that we have, 6 teams don't have the website or any kind of presence. Let's try to do this. Let's pick the name of the company for the future company. Let's pick the domain on the website. This is like $5. There are companies here, or there are organizations here who will give us for free. Visual identity, colors, fonts, branding, packaging, labeling. Let's think about it. How you deliver your product. How you deliver your product. You're thinking about how it looks, but how it will be...
No, without packaging.
How it will be packaged. Because it's important. When you get something, it's important to have nicely packed. What was the... Kako se zvao onaj... Off record. Kako se zvao onaj... kafić gdje smo bili juče? Ti s tobom sam bio prvi put, s tobom sam bio juče. Čega?
Mikice od straža.
Tamo je to. Jesi vidjela jogurt kako je pakiran? Oduševljen sam. Zadržao sam jogurt na vitrini da mi stoji. Znaš kako je pakiran? Jogurt je katastrofa, užasan jogurt. Preslan i ali pakiranje je jebeno. Znaš kako je pakirano dobro. Znači ja idem tamo kupovati jogurt, zato što mi je pakiran u crnoj marci sa zelenim. Mi se to sviđa.
Zato što svira plus.
Let's continue. So, packaging, labeling, it's very important. Your website. It's easy to build, as I just told you. I will give you the team, I have like 200 teams, and I'm sure that you will find one, because everybody else until now find one team and it's working. So you need to pay like $5 or like $50 per year to get a hosting and to get your domain name. Pitch. Pitch is something that we already did. For the future, we'll have a scenario. I will give you exact scenario for the pitch. 30 seconds. Elevator pitch. What are you doing? 60 seconds. Tell me about your business. 90 seconds. Tell me about your business model. 120 or 2-minute pitch. You get everything inside. Or 3-minute pitch, which is for different kind of competition. You will be ready and able to say and explain what you are doing and why are you doing it in those times. And we will make all these videos. We'll make the promotional video for you. We are creating here a creative studio, which will help you to express yourself better through the video. Check your Facebook feed, check your everyday portals. Video is more and more important. If you don't have it, you are not important anymore. So let's think about how you want to promote your business through the video. Let's make a scenario which will be different, which will be interesting, which will be fun, which will be intellectual. You are the one who know, you are the one behind the idea. So let's help us to create your visual identity. Social network. For example, I just finished, before the Christmas, I finished the Indiegogo campaign with the Blue Cage. We made $6,500 US, but most important, we got 14,000 people liked our page and liked our project. That means this is a movie, this documentary movie. That means that director of this movie, she got the confirmation from the market that this is something that people would like to see, and they already pay for it. And she got the money. She got the money to make a movie, and she got the list of 14,000 people with the email who are interested to see this movie. What do you think how she feels in this moment regarding the motivation to finish the movie? Take the money and run? No. She's like, for the Christmas she called me like 5 times. What is next? What is next? We have to do it. We have to do it. We have sending the picture of the team in the coffee. They are organizing everything on the Christmas dinner, whatever. But this is the motivation when you get approval from your customer or from your market. When you get the approval that this what you are doing really makes sense. And this is the only way how you do it. If you have a website and you have a Facebook page, you need to engage your customers. You need to learn how to do the content. You will get all the formulations from me, how to do the content. You will get the sites that you can find and how to organize your content. Even you will get the tools, but for example, the tools that I cannot afford. HotSuite is like $100 and they are posting according to your will, basically everything. Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter. Why the LinkedIn is important?
Social network.
Who has no LinkedIn profile here? Gorena, if you raise your hand, I will hit you. Didn't make your one. Didn't make. And the only way that we can communicate with Atanas is how? LinkedIn. And you don't have it. I have 3,750 something LinkedIn connections. Basically, there is no important person in Croatia, in important company, that I'm not connected through the LinkedIn. And that means that I have a personal number, that means I have a personal website, and that means I have a personal connection. And this is what I did for the startups back at home when I was working in Zip. When he said, okay, I need to reach this guy in this company, check my LinkedIn, find him, hi, this is Ivica, we are connected over LinkedIn, that means we are doing some business together. Sorry if I'm intruding your private time, but I have this, and this, and looking for this, that. 10 of 10, 100% of people that I contact over the LinkedIn came back to me. On LinkedIn, you cannot sell, you cannot promote, you cannot share, but you cannot communicate. You can communicate and you can ask what you need. Twitter, it seems that here it's important. I don't find it important. I have a Twitter account. I have 800 something followers. I never open it. It's connected to my WordPress. So basically when I publish on a WordPress, it goes automatically on LinkedIn and on Twitter, but it's there. And then we go for the planning. Planning, they said if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. And then we will plan about how to organize your team profile. That means you have 3 of you, 1 of you, 5 of you. What else do you need? What else you can buy, or you can ask for, or you can organize, like Nina or Modular did. Business plan. They said that business plan is something that will keep you running until you think something. First business plan don't make any sense. It's like forecasting, suggesting, or thinking that, wishing something to happen. But if you get a good enough business plan, it will take you until the real business plan in real life, until you still have some resources left. If you don't have a business plan, you will spend your resources without finding the way how your business is working. Development plan, how you develop from the launching, how you develop your product, and in each stage how you upgrade it, how you update your product. Budget and your financing plan. Okay, this is financial plan, like budget, which will help you to establish your company and which will help you to, let's say, forecast some numbers in the next 5 years. This is only for you to see what is the meaning of the profitable business. Here you have income, and it showed down. Those here are the costs, or the personal cost of the employees. Here are the other costs that you have for your offices, whatever. So here this is the plan made for everybody. Basically, if you want to start up, I don't know, the factory for building the wooden furniture or mobile app, doesn't matter, but there is different kind of cost. You can change here like future, like, I don't know, furniture, you can put stationary material, you can put domain, software that you need, different kind of tools or programs, or server that you need to pay or buy. Here under, in the first sheet is your sales, talking about your product, your services, according to the years. You just change, it's like automatically you just put the numbers inside and it will calculate by itself. It will calculate all the sales. So basically if I put here like 60,000 in products, 24,000 in services, 84,000 euros in sales for the first year, it's showing me here 84,000 that we made in the first year. We say gross margin 30%. This is it. And for the first year, it will be loss of the 45,000 something because we spent something here. The second is a personal cost. Those here I put it 69% because this is in Croatia. 69% are contributions. Here are 35%, I think. Huh?
Something more.
More, 35-37%. Check about it, and you just change this number. So you will find out which is the number here, and you just change. And according to this, you put your salary. Here, this is like salary, 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 salary. You add your salaries here. You can add your yearly, monthly, whatever sales bonus here, and it will be calculated automatically what are the personal costs. Very often people don't think about it. Very often I get a team of 6 people who want to build a company. And I said, okay, what are you expecting to live from? I said, okay, minimum 1,500. So 6 people, 1,500 is 9,000. At least 50% addition to the taxes and the contribution, 100% in Croatia. Here like 60%, that means 13,000 or not 13, it's like 14,000 euros, 15,000 euros. 15,000 euros per month, and they are selling mobile application. Mobile application with like €2. So €2 is like 7,000, 7.5 thousand downloads per month, only for the salaries. If you add other costs, which are here, your other costs, then you have around 20,000 euros monthly, minimum monthly. And for $2 that you earn from your app, that means you need to have 10,000 downloads every month in order to cover your costs. I will help you with, okay, some people will help you with the team profile. I will help you with the business plan. From tomorrow, basically, you will start to get online form and questions. And according to your answers, I will help you with my team to organize your business plan or your business model. Budget and finance plan is something that I'm not specialist in, but I will give you something that I made, my sheets, like my budget sheets, which can help you to get the overview about your financials. Marketing plan, we have Aneta here, who is our marketing strategist, new mentor, and she will be part of this group also, which will help you to schedule, organize, and set up your marketing strategy and the tactics. I will show you how to develop it, how to do it on the market. She will help you just to organize it better. Let's see more. Yeah, we are basically on the end. And all together, this is the picture that I really like. And this all together will help you to build your product and your business in the course of period in the next 60 days.